What is up, everybody? MurrayNJ08, welcome to the very first episode of MurrayNJ08 Live, my new podcast series. This is the premiere. We have a huge show for you for the opening show. I wanted to make my premiere show one of the best. We got a full lineup for you guys. I think you're going to be really interested in this podcast. I'm going to try to get these out roughly monthly, at least once a month, maybe more. We'll have to see, how the news goes and everything. Basically, what this will be is this is just my time to talk and you guys to listen. We're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about technology. We're just going to ramble on. We're going to talk about opinions. I'm going to vent some things out to you. What's been on my mind as far as gaming. We're going to cover news articles. I went around the internet and I gathered the best news articles. We're going to give you some of my opinions on each one. We're going to discuss them. I'm going to interact with you guys. This is also a time for you guys to send in questions. I got a whole mess of questions that we're going to go over. So not only is my Q&A with MurrayNJ08 a great opportunity for you guys to send in your questions, but whatever is left over will actually be answered in this live podcast. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this. There's a lot of things coming to MurrayNJ08. Let's just get some housekeeping done. What is coming on the channel? Well, we have, like I said, my new Q&A, which used to be formerly known as Questions for the Goof. Those of you that follow me know that's my series where you guys ask me all different kind of questions and I answer them live. And we have a lot of things coming on the way. I'm going to start a lot of new series this year. Our retro gameplay is going to be continuing. I already discussed that. It's going to be The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I'm probably going to save that for the summer. There's a couple other retro games coming on the way. We're going to be covering some demos, some betas. There's a lot of big releases on the way. We're going to be covering them. And what's nice about MurrayNJ08 is that we're always not what's new, what's right hot out of the gate, what's trending, what's getting the most views right now. We could do anything. We're going to go back and do things that came out a month ago, 2 months ago, and a few years ago. So everybody really seems to love my playthroughs and the commentary, so we're going to continue that on this channel and continue to deliver right into the rest of the year. I talked a little bit about direct capture. I am going to be adopting that this year. I've been really talking with some big YouTubers on Twitter. We've been having discussions. They've been helping me with setups, recommendations. Everybody has, something to add. As far as, gaming headsets, capture cards, capture devices, the best setups, the best, scenarios. So that'll be coming in the future. So I will be moving ahead with technology as far as my playthroughs go. And there is a lot of unboxings coming. I'm going to be doing some product reviews. We got a big unboxing coming on the way. I'm actually going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy S5 in 2 different colors. We got white and we got black with a whole mess of accessories. We're going to be reviewing a whole mess of cases, Bluetooth, so you definitely want to check into that. Of course, we got a lot of strategy guides on the way. I love unboxing and reviewing them. As you know, I'm a big avid collector of strategy guides. That's coming. And then, of course, all your major releases. And then May is going to be a humongous month because 3 of my most anticipated releases of the entire year, that's right, of the entire year are coming out in May. I'm going to discuss what those are, and we are going to be covering them on the channel. Unboxings and playthrough, day 1. It is Wolfenstein: The New Order. I'm probably going to be getting that on the Xbox One. You also get the Doom 4 beta when you pre-order. I didn't even know that was around the corner, so that's amazing to me. I don't exactly know when the beta starts and how far along is it. I don't know if we're going to see it this year. I have no idea yet. But I'm a massive Doom player. I mean, I played it since the very first one. That started the whole first-person shooters for me. That and Wolfenstein. So that's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. And then in May we have Watch Dogs, which is overly anticipated. Be getting that on the PS4 as there is extra additional content on that version. And Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. So, wow, what a month. It's going to be amazing. There's also a lot of indie games on the way that I'm looking forward to. Actually, I believe it was supposed to be April 8th, and now it's April 29th, but Daylight is coming out on PSN. I can't wait to try that game out. That's supposed to be like Outlast, like a survival horror kind of a game. So we're definitely going to be checking out a lot of indie stuff. There's a new Oddworld coming. We still don't know, when The Witness is coming out. I actually was talking to Jonathan Blow the other night on Twitter. We were talking back and forth, talking shop about game development and all that, and I was, of course I had to ask him. I couldn't leave the conversation without asking him, do you have anything on it as far as a release date or even a time frame for The Witness? And he said, when it's done, obviously. So, but I am waiting. I am really looking forward to that game, and I think it's going to be a great game. But also, Rhyme looks really good too. Hopefully, there's some good indie games coming to the Xbox One. I'm really, really following up on indie games lately. I mean, I love them. They're cheap. They're fun. They're a blast. I really don't know how, if you're a gamer, how you could not be looking forward to these. I mean, sure, you have your Triple A titles, which is amazing, but man, indie's where it's at. I mean, it's great for downtime. It's great in between the big Triple A titles. Like I said, they're cheap, they're fun. You can really, really enjoy them. Some of them you get a lot of content for the money. They range from anywhere from $5, $10 to $15 up to $20. I mean, very rarely do they go over that. Basically, you're spending a lot less and you're getting a lot of gameplay. And a lot of times they're even free in the beginning for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Look at Don't Starve. What an amazing game. I still play that. I was doing it on stream, on Twitch, on my Twitch channel. Which, by the way, please follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MurrayNJ08, where we cover all kinds of games on there. I've been doing PS4 and Xbox One. We stream all the time. I have a thing where I do late night streams, it's called. Follow me on Twitter also, SeanMurrayNJ, where I post up-to-the-date schedules, actually, of what my YouTube and Twitch schedule is. So you guys can follow me what I'm doing, what I'll be streaming, what I'll be uploading. So you guys definitely want to follow me on all those social networks because I do the channel updates on my channel, but I only do them like a week apart. So in between, things may change and I may add things. So you definitely want to follow me on Twitter because I'm not always putting out channel updates on my YouTube channel. So in between, then you're gonna find out what's coming on Twitter. I post every day what my agenda is of the day. So you definitely want to follow me on there. But I do MurrayNJ08 updates, but they're like once a week. But yeah, so don't starve. Last year on the PS3, I played that game Rain. There was some really phenomenal indie games lately. Mercenary Kings. So there's one called Velocity X2 that's coming out. I guess it's a sequel to the original Velocity Ultra. What a phenomenal game! These are the games that I'm really looking forward to. But of course, I'm looking forward to the rest of the AAA games this year too. I can't wait. There's a lot on my radar. I mean, I'm so excited for Destiny. I'm hoping that the Order 1886 comes out this year. I don't know. I know we're not going to get Uncharted 4 this year. I'm almost positive not. Halo 5, I'm not really sure if that's this year or not. I'm guessing there's a possibility that it might be. We're just gonna have to wait. We got that big gaming convention in June coming. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. So, I think it is time. That was my little ramble / intro to the channel. There's a lot going on. Of course, it's a great time of year. Usually these are really slow months. The hardcore gaming season is September, October, November, December, which is your massive releases. But so far this year, I can't complain. It's been pretty damn good. I mean, we got a great spring coming. The summer is going to be mostly a lot of downtime, which is good for MurrayNJ08 because we can play a lot of retro games. I announced finally my ongoing series, my ongoing gameplay that's going to be happening. We picked Dark Souls 2 and I think the other one was Final Fantasy XHD. Um, Link to the Past, I'm going to be playing through the summer, and I also am thinking about maybe even doing Resident Evil 4. I'll be getting a lot of requests for that. Uh, Fallout New Vegas, I'll be getting a lot of requests for. So we got a lot of ongoing gameplay playthroughs on the way, and along with our new release stuff that'll be coming out. There's also some fighting games also I want to cover on the channel too, like the new Blaze Blue, Chrono Phantasma. I want to check that out, and of course you have the new Street Fighter that's coming out, Ultra. So, well, not new, but you know, the next expansion pack. I think it's like the 50th expansion pack. So, it is now time for the Murray Report. Okay, now, so like I said before, the beta for the new Doom game will be available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC only. A code for the new beta will be included in the pre-order of Wolfenstein: The New Order. Well, like I said, you know, that's a double win. That's a double win for me because I'm looking forward to both of them. I didn't even know about the new Doom game. I don't even know if they're calling it Doom 4, but they're just calling it the new Doom game. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be very cool. So we will definitely be checking that out on the channel. Of course, too, if I have access to the beta. Oh, which is another thing, too, I want to cover on the channel. I have the beta for Project Spark on the Xbox One. I didn't check it out yet. I'm waiting to check it out with the channel, so I'm going to record it for you guys. That should be interesting. Speaking of Wolfenstein, check this article out here. Okay? Yeah, I guess they're calling it the Panzerhund. Okay? It's not a collector's edition of Wolfenstein: The New Order. It is a collection of game, memorabilia, and paraphernalia, which will conveniently come with an empty steel case where you can put your game once you buy it separately, and it is priced at $100. It will be numbered to a maximum of 5,000 copies worldwide. Okay. Alright, so nothing new with expensive limited editions that cost, you know, a decent amount of money. I mean, $100, you know. But what the heck? No game? Come on. What? This is getting silly now. Now even special limited editions are getting silly. Doesn't have the game? Bull crap if I'm going to spend that kind of money and not get the game. I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on now. I got the special limited edition of the game without the game. You won't be purchasing that. I mean, and you know what? It sounds like a cool limited edition too. I mean, it's probably going to come with some sick stuff. But geez, don't you want to play the game? It's very odd to me. I find it very strange. We have our first question from Krista180. What games are you most looking forward to this year? I think I kind of talked about that in the intro to the channel. But you know, there's a lot. There's, like I said, there's Triple A. There's some great indies coming out. I would have to say, I mean, other than Watch Dogs and Mario Kart, because we're getting that in May. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to Destiny. I'm looking forward to the Order 1886. Now I'm really interested in Assassin's Creed Unity. You know, that's always interesting to see what's new in that franchise, in that series. I'm looking forward to, I'm really looking forward to the new Super Smash Brothers on the Wii U. I can't wait for that. There's a lot of really, really great games coming out that I can't wait to play. There's tons. There's so many great, like I said, indie games. The Witness. Um, yeah, there's a lot of games coming out. I can't wait for them. Oculus Rift bought by Facebook. That good old Mark Zuckerberg. Ain't he something? Bastard. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm excited to announce that we've agreed to acquire Oculus VR, the leader in virtual reality technology. Our mission is to make the world more open and connected. For the past few years, this has mostly meant building mobile apps that help you share with the people you care about. We have a lot more to do on mobile, but at this point, we feel we're in position where we can start focusing on what platforms will come next to enable even more useful, entertaining, and personal experiences. Everybody seemed to be shocked by this Facebook announcement and made major headlines while they bought the Oculus Rift for a staggering $2 billion. Um, Strongest reactions came from developers such as Minecraft. Marcus Notch, an early cheerleader of the Rift, in a post on his personal website, Marcus said that he had been talking to the Oculus about a VR version of Minecraft, but has also since canceled those plans. Don't get me wrong, the VR virtual reality headset is not bad for social. In fact, I think social could become one of the biggest applications of the VR. But I don't want to work with social, I want to work with games. This, of course, does not mean that we will never be able to build a binocular world in virtual reality. First, Oculus has competition from Sony, which also recently revealed Project Morpheus at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, just a week before the Facebook Oculus deal was announced last week. Yeah, I don't blame that Minecraft developer, Marcus. Well, who knows? I could understand why that could be, a log in the road, a stump in the road. Like, whoa, wait a minute, now what's going on? Now we have a whole different view of this. I mean, Christ. Now Facebook's involved. What are gamers and game developers supposed to think now? What direction do we go in now? And it's crazy how this just came out of nowhere. Which is interesting in a time that, now you do have competition. We just heard now even that the Xbox One is developing one. Now we have this Project Morpheus by Sony, which now, competition is key now in technology, okay? It's like the iPad came out. And then after that, we had about 500 different tablets. We're already starting to hear of other VR headsets coming out, so it's going to be a fight again like the console wars, those silly console wars that people are obsessed about. Now you're going to have VR competition. And, competition is good, in my opinion, because it does make technology better. Because the more products of the same kind that are out... I almost knocked into my Assassin's Creed figures. You have competition, which strives the companies to make their products even better. And, But, what an interesting move, though, that whole Facebook deal. Only time will tell. You can't make predictions of things that didn't happen yet. You don't know what Mark Zuckerberg has planned. Who even knows? Marcus may change his mind, may go back. Don't forget now, possibly not now, because now you have like Project Morpheus and the Xbox One, and he's probably going to go develop for that headset because that game is going to be on those platforms, and so you're definitely going to have competition now with Sony and Microsoft. So we will see. We will see. It's early yet. We're just touching the surface on VR. It's not even out yet. I mean, people are having like nightmares of the virtual boy all over again. But we're in a different time now, and technology's gotten a lot better since then. So I'm excited to experience it and to see what these different companies have in store, and even especially now with Facebook, like, wow, how are they gonna, how are they gonna implement that into virtual reality? Farmville 2 with a VR headset, walk through Yeovil. I don't know. Sam writes in, Cole or Delson, and why? Wow, that's a good question. I'm really loving Infamous Second Son. I'm going to be covering it on the channel soon. And I'm obsessed. I love the first two Infamous games. Cole McGrath was an amazing character. But I'm liking Delson. I don't know. He's a great addition to the franchise. His powers are insane. His mobility, his movement. He just seems very fast. He seems very fluid. I'm a big fan of Delson. I think he's an awesome character. As far as like as far as superpowers and stuff. So yeah, the whole neon and smoke. It's pretty cool. Really loving the game. It's a visual masterpiece. Timmy T. Williams, looking forward to your new podcast. Will you ever consider live callers in the future? We will see about that. Especially when I start doing actual direct capture and I start streaming the live podcast. That's definitely a consideration, yes. I would actually love that. Okay, let's see what other headlines we have here. Titanfall developers promise a true experience on the Xbox 360. Well, I guess. I'm sure it's gonna hold no punches. There's a lot of Xbox 360 owners out there that haven't, upgraded to the Xbox One. So they're gonna want to try to give those players the best experience of Titanfall, which is a good thing. It's fair to them, people that haven't, upgraded to the new generation of systems. I just find it funny that I was a day one adopter of the Xbox One, and now when you buy Xbox One, you get Titanfall for free with it. So that's like, wow, I got kicked in the face, and I heard Target has like a $450 Titanfall bundle that you get the console and the game. So that's good for people wanting to jump in, but wow, but they get we're the people that they get all the time because we got to have everything day one and cover it, and it's worth it really because the experience, the thrill of unboxing a new console, being one of the first ones, the day one edition, it's all good, it's part of being a gamer and it's part of being an early adopter of technology. But yeah, Titanfall now coming to the 360, promising to be I don't know if they're saying it's going to be the best experience. Of course, you're going to get that with Xbox One with the next generation. But they're saying that it's going to be basically the same game overall, the same modes, the same features, the same amount of content as the Xbox One. Does that also count as the DLC? Are they going to get the same as Xbox One with the Season Pass? I imagine so. I imagine they're going to also get the same additional content in the future. So we will see about that. Okay, we have some more questions, but I will get to them in a minute. Here's an interesting article here. Iwata from Nintendo is coming upon a June of trials, as Nintendo's present approval rating has dropped over the past 3 years. Nintendo hosts a general shareholder meeting every June in which the company's investors vote to approve Iwata back on the board of directors. The report states that Iwata's approval rating was 92.9% in 2011, but has since then dipped to 77.3% last year. Nintendo is developing a companion app for smartphones. That should be interesting. Wow. Yeah, they've definitely had it rough lately, but I don't have any worries. Not at this point. I'm gonna be positive, and I'm gonna hopefully pray for a nice jump. Here's the thing, okay? We got Mario Kart coming up. We got Smash Brothers. But here's the thing. I'm going to jump a little bit ahead here and talk about E3. Nintendo has to have a phenomenal E3. We have to leave E3 or leave watching E3 coverage and say to ourselves, "Whoa, now I'm excited." What a turnaround. They're doing amazing things. They're doing new things, new franchises. Um, you know, it's got to really hit you, and I think they have to have an amazing stage presence at E3. And Iwata's got to sit and say to himself, this is this, and we got to really start changing things up. I personally don't have a problem. I mean, people always say to me, "Oh my God, you have the Wii U. What do you have to play?" Well, go on my gaming rack and check out all the games. Apparently, you're not looking hard enough. Sure, it's not as much as the other gaming consoles, but you know, I bought a Wii U to play first party titles. And I understand that some people don't have more than one system and they need a decent system that plays a decent amount of third party titles. I understand that. But, I think they're going to be alright. I think they're going to, hopefully, this is a wake up call. And they start looking at things from a different perspective and really considering a lot of fan feedback and start bringing back things that people want and start adding things that people want. And I don't know what's going to happen to him, but if he stays, there's definitely got to be changes, and they gotta rework their business module basically. It's a tough business, it really is, and the more and more the years go on, the more bigger, tougher it is because you have competition. It's a neck and neck business. It really is. The Xbox One will support external storage shortly, according to Microsoft's Larry Major Nelson. He says it will be soon. So Major Nelson from Xbox Live, Larry Herbeck is saying that it's coming. That's awesome. I mean, with existing hard drives like a Western Digital, like a Passport, or or a USB flash drive, I guess. That'll be cool, by stick a nice terabyte or two in there and have some great hard drive space. Because let me tell you something, especially me, I buy freaking everything that comes out. I mean, my Xbox One is, already full, and the more games I buy, the more I have to go on there and delete and then reinstall them later, and that stinks. I mean, it does not take long, especially some of these games are like, way up there in the gigs, way up there. Especially the digital indie games that you're downloading, plus the retail games that you have to actually install onto the hard drive. It's just same with the PlayStation 4. I mean, it does not take long to fill up. So this announcement from Major Nelson, to me, was huge. That's fantastic. I mean, it's got the USB ports. There should be no reason why it shouldn't from the beginning. But better late than never. Okay, moving along here. Let's take another question. Tammy Gamer Girl. Do you think... Oh, that's a question to an article. I want to wait on that. Okay, we're going to hold off on you. Let's jump to Joe M. Do you think Titanfall will come to PS4 when the sequel finally comes out? Thoughts? I guess they kind of been hinting about that. We will see, I mean, if Microsoft was smart, whatever power, that they'll have as far as that goes, I think they would be silly to let that happen as far as a business standpoint. But as far as for the gamer, that's great news, That would be great. But, I think we're at a point now where these consoles really are trying to hold their exclusives, more than ever now because just of the competition. Like I said, it's a neck and neck world out there with gaming. Marcus Wii Player 88, are you happy with the changes Microsoft made after hearing how upset people were with the Xbox One's original user policies and anti-gamer features? That's a really interesting question, and I'm going to sum it up right now. course, I'm happy with it. Uh, they pretty much had no choice when they made those changes, and hats off to them that they did. And it seems to me like they are trying to improve, and they are working with the consumers and the customers. But here's what gets me with them. It's amazing. Like even with simple features like with the Xbox One, like okay, they added all these features that were missing in the latest updates. You know, they didn't have Twitch streaming right out of the box like the PS4 did, but in my personal opinion, it's a lot better on the Xbox One. It seems to me, it seems like more functionality as far as Twitch. It seems like they had time to really think it out, which makes sense. And of course, PS4 can always improve in the future updates of Twitch also to compete with it. But things like like okay, we're gonna add in your battery indicator, and we're gonna add in these chat features, and this. I mean, okay, but that's stuff that you should have had right in the beginning. I mean, come on, I can't check the battery level of my controller day one when I brought the system home. That's silly. That's amazing that a company like Microsoft would go that route. It's just mind-boggling to me. Okay, but my point is that these are things that really should have been in the beginning, because it's a first impressions thing. You get one chance to make a first impression, because a lot of people aren't going to get these updates, especially if they don't have the system. Like, oh, that update is out now. Even with these gamer, like you're talking about these anti-gamer features. I don't remember what game it was. It was a release day. It might have even been a midnight launch of a game last year. It was a major game. And what had happened was Microsoft had already made these announcements that they were changing about the Xbox One. And some guy was talking, and he goes, man, I can't wait for my PS4 to come out. I can't wait to pick it up. And the guy goes, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Xbox One. And he goes, oh, you're getting the Xbox One? He goes, ugh. And the guy goes, what do you mean, ugh? He goes, oh, you're a PS4 fanboy or whatever. He goes, well, actually, no, not really. I own a 360, and I love it over my PS3 even. And he says, well, don't you know? And the guy says, well, what do you mean? He goes, you're not going to be able to do this, and you got to have this, and you got to pay for this, and it's going to be, you can't sell games, you can't even put a used game in there because it won't recognize it, and you got to pay a coverage fee to play it, and blah, blah, blah. And then the guy goes, oh, well, they changed all that already. And the guy's like, oh, they did? He goes, yeah, they already made those announcements. He goes, oh. So that's my point. It's like, people are going to hear what comes out of the gate first, and they're going to always have that in their head. They're not always like us up to the minute watching podcasts or watching news articles or reading updates from Microsoft. They're going to hear those major announcements. Their friends are going to be talking about it, and then that's what they're going to be left with, in their head. So even after they go back and make all these changes, people still originally think that the original, stuff is still going to be with the system. And that's a shame, because like I said, you get one impression, one first chance to make a statement, and you got to really be bold and stick with that. So you got to make sure that before you announce anything, this is all well thought out, because later on when they went back, a lot of those people, believe it or not, didn't get really updated on it. So they still think, there's probably people still out there that think, you can't do that on the Xbox One. Oh, you can't play that used game on the Xbox One. Because they don't know. Because they remember hearing about it the first time. So, but it's at least they made the changes, But they got to start doing those right changes and updates right from the get-go, right from the beginning, even with games. Like I'm going to say Titanfall, because when Titanfall came out, servers went down. I know personally on YouTube, big YouTubers and people and friends that were not able to play Titanfall until like a day or two after. And they still remember that. And they still talk about Titanfall being, it didn't work the first day. There's still people that I know that say that about Diablo 3. That 303 or whatever server error that was happening. So first impressions are the most important, and that's what people carry with them for a very long time. And they'll always go back there, and they'll always remember that. So yeah, you gotta You gotta do things from the start. You know, that's the truth. Talk about Game of the Year watch. What are you looking forward to this year? Best so far. Wow, what a great question. Of course, it is only April, so it's early yet. But an amazing question because, like I said before earlier in the video, there has been some great games lately. Um, Game of the Year watch so far. Of course, this is most likely going to change throughout the year. Um, as far as what are you looking forward to this year, best so far? I'm looking forward to Destiny and the Order 1886 if it does come out this year. Um, as far as Game of the Year so far, I would say Dark Souls 2 and probably South Park: The Stick of Truth. Honestly, two amazing games, two completely different games, but really, really two amazing games. Um, and some amazing indie games too. Like I said, it's really shaping up to be a great year. I can't wait to see, in December or early January, whenever I do my Game of the Year awards, what wins. Because right now it's like, wow, we have a lot coming, but even so far this year, we've had a lot of good stuff. And it should be interesting. It should be an interesting year. But yeah, you know, good stuff. Oh, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I'm loving that game. That's an amazing game. That's up on my list. You know. So predictions. Oh, I see. Predictions and hoping what to get out of this year's E3. So I'm excited. When June comes, that's an amazing time for a gamer. It's like Christmas early. Last year was such a great E3 because you had the announcements of the two systems. Well, they had already previously announced them, but showing them off, showing them what games are coming out. It was a huge year for gaming. Two behemoth systems coming out in the same year. Now that the hardware's out, it's going to be a software-driven year. What these we own these systems, we have them. What can they do? What is coming out? And I know that a lot of these developers, like I was talking about, the other day with a buddy of mine on Twitter. Don't think a lot of these game developers that you aren't hearing about, that you would think would be obvious, are dormant or in hibernation mode. They're waiting for E3. They're all waiting to announce what they're doing at E3. You're going to hear a slew of them come out of nowhere. All Triple A, well-known franchises, new IPs. Um, the most well-known developers, Triple A developers, you're going to hear about it at E3. And that's why I'm really looking forward to E3, because I can't wait to see what's coming. I can't wait to see what major announcements will be available this year, but I think it'll be mostly the next year or two. But we're going to hear some early announcements of what's coming down. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think we're going to hear a lot about Xbox One, PS4, Triple A, and Indie. And I hope, like I said before, I hope a lot about the Wii U. The 3DS is doing amazing. I'd also like to hear a lot about what's coming to the Vita also. And I'm sure they're going to talk about PlayStation Now and Vita TV and all that. And that's all good and dandy. But I can't wait to see software gaming wise what's coming to these two systems. That's what I'm looking forward to. And the Wii U. It should be a good E3, and I will be covering it on the channel. And actually, that's another thing I want to talk about. Somebody was asking me not too long ago, Sean, are you going to be covering E3 coverage like you did last year with each press conference? I'm going to do that, but actually what I'm thinking is I'm going to do it in a podcast like this. So I'll have a special E3 podcast during the week of E3. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. But I'm thinking of doing it that way now that I have this podcast, because before I didn't. And now that I do, it might be a good idea. Okay. back to the Murray report. Heist missions are on the way to GTA Online this spring. The Wolf Among Us Episode 3, A Crooked Mile trailer has been released. Of course, no release date. And we know how Telltale is with that. They'll hint with trailers, they never give a release date, and it'll come out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa. And they've always been that way. The same with The Walking Dead. They keep you in suspense. What an amazing company, though. What an amazing game. I'm loving Telltale, and I'm loving The Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us. I absolutely can't wait for the next episode of each of those series to come out. I'm interested to see what they do with Borderlands. There will be no Sony or Nintendo at PAX East. I find that mind-boggling. I really do. Oh, this is an interesting article here. I may save that for towards the end. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. The Last of Us is coming to PS4. May also be known as the Definitive Edition with the DLC Left Behind included. Wow. Whew. I'm sorry, but I'm definitely going to have to buy it. I mean, those of you that know and follow me, I'm obsessed with that game. I absolutely love that game, so to dish out another additional whatever, if it's going to be $59 or $49, whatever, just like Tomb Raider, I'm buying it. I would love to. It'll give me another reason to play that game because I was actually thinking of playing it again. So now I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for the PS4 version to come out. And you'll even get Left Behind. And who knows, they'll probably even throw some more stuff in there. You know what would be cool, I was thinking? If they go into like your game library or like your trophies and see that you played the original The Last of Us on the PS3 when it came out, if they give you additional stuff for doing that, that would be kind of cool. Like unlockable items. Visually, it was stunning on the PS3. I couldn't believe the PS3 was pushing that. So I don't even know what to think when it's going to come out on the PS4. I mean, look what they did with Tomb Raider. That looked amazing. Nintendo Direct is coming April 8th. Should mostly be all about Super Smash Bros. Possibly announcing a release date. How big would that be? I think it's coming. And why else would they be having... Because Nintendo's been releasing little snippets throughout the year of Smash Bros. Revealing a new character. You know how they always do that. But come on. An actual release date? How awesome would that be? I think they're going to do it. I don't know. They'd be smart if they did. A 5-year-old boy who discovered a security vulnerability flaw on Xbox Live has been thanked by Microsoft for letting them know of their foolishness. I added that part in at the end. He discovered that entering the wrong password at the login stage would cause a second verification screen to pop up. Filling this by pressing the spacebar rather than entering any letter or number allowed him to get access to this account. His father, Robert, passed details of the incident onto Microsoft. Upon receiving this report, the company fixed the flaw and also added Christopher's name to a list of security researchers thanked for their contribution for keeping Microsoft safe and secure. He also received 4 free games, $50, and a year-long Xbox Live Gold membership. Man, I gotta invite this kid to my house. Jesus. It's awesome. That's a pretty cool story. Imagine that. So everybody that was talking shit, about PSN, now Sony boys could throw that at them, The son of a bitch. Justin Richmond, who was working on Uncharted PS4 as the game director, has left developer Naughty Dog. Sound familiar? I have, in fact, made the decision to leave Naughty Dog, Richmond told IGN. I love the company, and the people know that they will continue to create awesome games going forward. On a happier note, after careful consideration and exploration, I have joined Riot Games, which I heard is like close by Naughty Dog. There is some really innovative stuff going on here that I can't wait to be a part of. This news comes shortly after creative director Amy Hennig's departure from Naughty Dog earlier this month. Noted the duo's involvement when it was revealed Uncharted PS4 in 2013. Yeah, that was so strange. Like, They were both so proud to be a part of Uncharted, and of course, you know, I was talking to people on Twitter who really knows what happened. It's probably personal. You may never know. Okay, life is like that. It is what it is. It is a mind-boggling mystery because they were so involved in the game and so proud that they were working on it. They're two amazing people. I've been following them for a long time. Anything they touch, I'm sure, will turn to gold. But so who knows the personal life and business aspect of it? We may never know. But I did just find this out too. I'm going to actually add it to this. I recently found this out after I wrote these notes that she is working with EA on a new Star Wars game. So, yeah, Amy Hennig. I'm sure it's going to turn to gold now that she's involved. Just, seriously. She's an amazing person. And like I said, as far as the departures with them, who knows? Look at everything with Sony, with the layoffs and all these game companies, and it's a different time, and who knows? I'm sure there's reasons for everything. Amazon Fire TV. Well, those of you that don't know about it, it is Amazon's version of a set-top box. It is $99. It's pretty much like a Roku. You're going to be able to stream your Hulu, your Netflix, your Amazon On Demand, and it also is going to be considered as a gaming console. It will be able to play, I guess, Android-based games, and they even have a controller that you could buy separately. Yeah, good price point. I mean, $99, but I was talking a long time about this with a buddy of mine on Twitter, and actually it was Google Plus. It's not geared towards a gamer. A gamer's not going to say, I need this new console. I need the Amazon Fire TV. It's going to be a person that wants an entertainment center in his living room, but also plays games. Like, I want to watch my Netflix and my movies on it, but I also, if my little cousin or nephew or whatever comes over, there's a couple little games on there, and they're supposed to be anywhere from like $1.85 to whatever. So like apps mostly, like what you have on your mobile phone. So it's not out of the box geared, I think, towards gamers. I really feel that way. Gamers, are definitely gonna probably want to check it out and see what it's all about. But it's for everybody that wants the other features, and gaming is like extra. Like, oh, it also plays games. It's not like the hardcore gamer's gonna go buy it and say, this is my new gaming console. I don't think that's their intention anyway. They're just saying that it's part of the Amazon Fire. It's one of the features that you get, and they claim that there's thousands of games coming because let's face it, there's a lot of Android app developers out there, so they're all going to be coming to the Amazon Fire TV, which is cool that you can play them on your television with a controller. I would definitely like to check it out. But I don't think it's going to be anything that's geared towards real hardcore gamers. They're just going to say, oh, that's just an extra feature that the Amazon Fire TV has. And which leads me to my question that I skipped before from Tammy Gamer Girl. She says, do you think that the Amazon Fire will kill the Ouya? Like I said, it's competition. Everything has competition. I'm sure it will hurt them. I mean, see, the only thing that the Ouya has is that the Ouya is, considered a gaming console. Gamers that will want to check the Ouya out are going to be gamers, whereas Amazon Fire TV, it's going to be everything else plus games, which could be bad for that or it could be good for that. I know there was talk of a new Ouya 2 possibly coming out, Ouya 2.0. Who knows what they do with that? But I mean, it's also the same price point too. But if Ouya wasn't in trouble already, now it has competition directly towards it. Even Vita TV when that comes out. So, like I said, just like with the VR headsets, competition. Everybody's going to be trying to come out with a similar piece of hardware. It's just the way the world works. Time will tell who's successful in the end, you know? But it's more competition for them. So, we'll see. Chelsea Box 360. Will you be covering games from the Virtual Console on your channel this year? I definitely will, 100%. I'm always in the Virtual Console. I'm loving when they're adding games. I was talking about this not too long ago. I think with my Q&A series. I love playing retro games on this channel, and that's a great way for me to check them out. And even games that I already own, instead of hooking up my NES or hooking up my Super Nintendo or my Genesis or whatever, this is a great way to be able to access them right away from my Wii U console. So yeah, definitely a lot of Virtual Console games coming to my channel this year. I hope to cover a lot of them, including The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I like to cover some of the Mega Man games. So definitely we'll be covering them on the channel. 100%. Mario Sonic Fan 1995. I'm going to be starting my own YouTube channel for gaming soon. Well, wow, congratulations. You got your work cut out for you. You are a big inspiration and wonder what's the bad to be expected. What will I have to deal with, and how do you handle the haters? Thanks, keep it up. Well, thank you. I 1,000,000% appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. Cool. I think I've seen you on my channel. So that's awesome. And I don't blame you. Same as me. I've been inspired by huge YouTubers also. That's why I'm doing this. And even though I was one of the early ones, I've been doing it for years when it really wasn't that popular. But there were some doing it, and it was like, wow, I love gaming, and I love videos and recording. So you mesh those two together, and boom, you got an awesome YouTube channel. And it was rough in the beginning, in 2008, when I started doing this. It was a lot of people didn't know what to make of it at first, and then it blew up, and then now a lot of people are doing it now. But hey, that's awesome. You do what you want to do, and you do what inspires you, and that's the whole part of doing it for all the right reasons. Not because everybody else is doing it, because you want to do it, because you're inspired. That's awesome. Yeah. With the good comes the bad. There is a lot of things that you have to handle, and you're gonna figure that out yourself. And just like everything else, yeah, you're gonna have trolls and haters, and you're gonna have people that have something to say about everything. I will tell you this right now: you. I want to say you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But no matter what you do, you are going to get for every single thing you do. It's not going to be 100% either way. You're going to get a group that likes what you're doing or likes that video, and you're going to get the polar opposite in the same video. And you really just have to keep doing what you want to do. You got to not listen to that, because 100% of it is, the negative aspect of it is bullcrap. Probably most of them didn't even watch the video that they're complaining about. It's just distilled in their head. It's what they do. They're no-lifers. You go on their page, they have 0 subscribers, 0 videos, 0 content uploaded. They're not contributing anything to YouTube. And then you're going to get the people that respect what you do and are inspired by what you do. So you just got to go through it. Like I says, it's part of the territory. It comes with the job. But you'll figure it out. And you can't let things get to you either. I think it's silly a lot of times when I read those comments. I laugh. I think it's funny. Mike T, 1980. I am thinking about jumping into the next gen and buying a PS Quadruple. Do you think it's wise to jump in now, or should I wait? My friend said he's sorry for getting one so soon, and there is too many indies and not enough Triple A. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't get that. You should definitely first find out what he's smoking and what he's drinking. Because, Mike, I gotta tell you, listen, I don't know what people's mentality is of that, of indie games being a bad thing. Like, I don't know if they think in their head it's gonna slow down Triple A, which it's not. So you're telling me that you just want to spend $60 every time a retail game comes out and not spend 10, 5, $15, $20 here and there on an awesome, awesome game that you could just download instantly and play it for hours and get the same amount, if not more, a time out of your content, out of your money than a AAA game. I love AAA games more than the next guy, but what's wrong with indie games? And listen, here's the thing. Just like every console before it, the game is it's just a few months old. Time out, okay? There's a lot coming. And, why not get it now? There's amazing games right now, but there's amazing games coming out. I mean, people say, oh, wait. So, basically, by waiting then, when you buy your console, what are you going to buy, like 20, 30 games with it? Like, you're waiting for the game system to have this slew amount of games that you have just endless money when you buy a console to just buy 1,000 games with it. You buy it now, buy the games that are out now, and then later on when more games come out, buy them. I mean, you have Infamous Second Son. You have Titanfall, And so there are some ports, like, Tomb Raider, Black Flag got re-released on the next gen. Call of Duty Ghosts, games that you can get basically on last gen. They look phenomenal on next gen. I think they're stunningly, better. And you have amazing indie releases. You have amazing AAA titles that are out now. Forza 5, Dead Rising 3, Rise Son of Rome. Infamous Second Son. Killzone Shadowfall. Why not? It's only going to get better. It's good now, and it's only going to get better. Believe you me, you're not going to regret buying a PS4 or an Xbox One. You're not going to be saying that. The people on release day that bought 360s and PS4s, sure, they're like, okay, oh man, I wish there was more. See if they're saying that, a year or two or whatever after, But there's a lot of great stuff now, and it's only going to be more, so why not? You're not going to regret coming home. If you bought one today and came home tonight, you're not going to say, I wish I didn't buy this thing. There's more than enough to play. Triple A and indie, and there's a ton coming this month. There's a ton coming next month. There's a ton coming throughout this year. We got E3 with announcements. If you want the PS4, buy it. You're not going to regret it. It's a great system. There's great games for it. I don't know what your friend wants to play or what he's looking for. I don't think he is looking, or he's just full of, crapola, because there's, it's fine. And last but not least, I want to save one of my favorite articles for the end. EA apologizes for unacceptable and stupid Nintendo jokes. This just made my head fuse. This made my head pop. Good news. We finally fixed and optimized our netcode using quantum entanglement for zero latency connections exclusively on the Wii U. It was followed by Frostbite will power Half-Life 3 coming out summer 2014. Wii U exclusive. And Frostbite now runs on Wii U since it is the most powerful Gen 4 platform. I re-rendered is now optimized for Mario and Zelda. Fuck you. Screw you and your mother and the horse you rode in on. You got a lot of fucking balls, my friend. You got a lot of fucking balls. You know what I said when I saw this article on YouTube? You know what I wrote under it? I says, hey, douchebags. Instead of fucking making jokes about Nintendo, why don't you fix your fucking useless servers? Why don't you fucking fix your fucking business, your development, number one hated company in the world? Fix your fucking servers. You suck. I have no problem with EA. I grew up with EA. I love their games. I enjoy their games. I really do. But their business module, their people, and their servers, and their fucking nickel and diming has to end. That's the pot calling the kettle black. That's a lot of balls, EA. I'm not picking fights. I want to point it out, EA, today. But after reading this, and then after all that, I'm sorry. We apologize. Well, the cat's kind of out of the bag. That's bullshit. I could just imagine, Nintendo has such a fucking diehard army fan base. They must be fuming. I was. And I like EA. I don't have a problem with them. I mean, I buy EA games, I since I was a kid. Yeah, they have fucking terrible business fucking practices, and their servers are useless as horseshit. So, you don't have room to talk. You wish you were an inkling. You wish you were fucking half of what Nintendo is. You got a lot of balls. And I was upset with that. And I like how they just say, we apologize for the unacceptable and stupid Nintendo jokes. Okay. Well, you were forced to do that, my friend. Because you stepped into a pit and you couldn't get out. But what's said is said, and I think that was foolish and it was uncalled for. And you know what? Nintendo ain't going to say nothing back because you know why? They have too much class. You think Iwad is going to sit around and say, oh, let's make up jokes about EA? No. Wow. What is the gaming world coming to? We got the Morpheus and the Oculus Rift fighting against each other. We got the PS4 and the Xbox One fighting against each other. We got the Ouya and the Amazon Fire fighting against each other. We got the iPhone and the Galaxy. It's competition. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there in technology, and that's why you have people like MurrayNJ08 to cover it for you. So I hope you enjoyed my world premiere of my new podcast. I hope it was fulfilling. I hope you're going to be interested in upcoming future podcasts. This is only my first one, so these are going to get better. I'm going to get a lot better at this. I'm a newbie at this. But, with time, like everything, we'll get better, practice. The more of these I boast out. I enjoyed the questions. Thank you for sending them in for the podcast. I can't wait to do this show again. It was amazing. It was fun. And also, I will, like I said, I will try to get them out at least once a month. But we'll see. We'll also see how the news is. If it's slow, if it's busy, if it's picking up. E3, I would love to do a special podcast during E3 after most of the major announcements are made. Taking in, questions. We'll relate it all to E3. E3 questions from everybody, E3 coverage, E3 thoughts, opinions, predictions. It'll be fun. So that will be June, and then May next month, I will try to have another podcast. We'll probably talk about Watch Dogs. We'll talk about Mario Kart. I'm going to start collecting the questions now. Like I said, don't worry about overload because whatever questions that I don't use on here and vice versa, I'll use on the Q&A series. So if you're watching my next Q&A and you say, hey, wait a minute, he didn't answer my question, it's most likely going to be saved for the podcast. So we'll see. So thank you. I really enjoyed that. I hope that the news and the video game coverage was important and informative for you. And I will see you again next on the next podcast, MurrayNJ08 Live. I hope you join me. Take care, everyone.